Now, people, I want y'all to pay attention to this video. This is Vladimir Putin's side child, and he's older than him, but he's the son of Putin. Let's watch this, y'all.
In a bipartisan meeting of governors, of course, twice impeached, convicted criminal in chief, Donald Trump, sparred with Democratic Maine Governor Janet Mills over transgender women in sports. Look at this exchange. 2 weeks ago, I signed an executive order banning men from playing in women's sports. Many Democrats are fighting me on that. I hope you continue because you'll never win another race. And it's just crazy. If you look,
you hear him? Look how orange he is. He's just terrible.
What happened with the boxing, if you look at what happened with the weightlifting numbers, where a record that hadn't been broken for 19 years got shattered. They put up an eighth of an ounce here, an eighth of an ounce there, and it's 218 pounds or whatever left. And hadn't been broken in 19 years. And the guy walks up, he transitioned, and he knocked out that record by about 100 pounds. That would be a record not going to be broken again longer. So we put a ban on it. And
he just banned stuff just to ban it. Oh man, America, what we did.
To protect women. I mean, the women, if you watch the Olympics, two transitioned people that were fighting in the women's boxing. They have women's boxing category. And if you saw that, it was brutal. What happened to the Italian woman was a really good boxer. After one punch, she said, no more. Never been hit. It was a left. It was not even just a left jab. She got hit so hard, she said, I can't do it. They forced her to go out. No, go out again. You'll do it. Goes out again, gets hit again. No, that's it. She didn't want to die.
Y'all know Trump ain't had not a fight in his life. He don't even know what pain is. He just know how to be a pain.
And it's crazy, but the NCAA has complied immediately, by the way. That's good. But I understand Maine. Is Maine here, the governor of Maine? Are you not going to comply with it? We are the federal law. Well, you better do it.
Look, he's a dictator. That's crazy. He's telling a governor what to do outside of a law. This man is psycho.
You better do it because you're not going to get any federal funding at all if you don't. And by the way, your population, even though it's somewhat liberal, although I did very well there, your population doesn't want men playing in women's sports. So you better comply because otherwise you're not getting any federal funding. Every state.
That's right. Yeah, right. See you in court. Yeah, you got this. He lives in the courts. That's crazy. A president staying in court.
Good. I'll see you in court. I look forward to that. That should be a real easy one. And enjoy your life after governor because I don't think you'll be in elected politics. Maine is one of several states that have defined executive order issued on February 5th, which prevents transgender athletes from competing in girls.
Let me say something real quick. Roland Martin, you got to listen to him. This dude is so smart, man. You got to listen to him.
And women's sports, I must say, Zabor, that's how you punch a bully in the back. That's how you hit him back. We'll see you in court. And I'm glad she didn't waver and back down. I don't care whether you agree or disagree. If you're going to have Donald Trump stand there and be an asshole like that, guess what?
Right, because that's what he is. Pure asshole.
You fire back and you don't back down from him.
No, for sure. You are not following any of our Constitution. You are not listening to the people. You are just doing what you want to do. And she didn't back down. She used every fact in the situation. He didn't give you all of the truth of the boxer and how they lost. He makes up things and don't have to have anyone fact check him. He's only having the individuals around him that will support his narrative. But if we turn our back at what he's doing when it comes to transgenders, it impacts every other minority that are.
Yeah, you gotta understand. Like he's doing it in a way where most people don't understand politics. So he's doing it in a way of blindsiding us. So we can't let him do this. But these people gonna explain it. You really gotta listen to these people. I ain't the genius on it, but you gotta really listen and understand. Let's go, y'all.
Experiencing these discriminations in all of these places. It's just he's losing every ounce of success that we and progression that we've had when it comes to just diversity, equity, and inclusion and accessibility. And she didn't back down. And I'm glad that we have some of these individuals that are in government that are willing to fight him because he showed every part of what a bully looks like. Well, if you do it, then I'm going to take the money away. So you're going to use financial abuse on top of everything else you're doing. Like, who gives you the right to be able to do that? And what do you mean that we are the law? No, you are not the law. The Constitution is the law.
Well, again, but let me say this: they put him above the law. He came in feeling above the law, and then they solidified him being above the law because they gave him that right to act this way. So if you can act the way you can act, you're gonna act the way you can act. I think what's important, Matt, from a fighting point of view, you've got Democratic governors, you've got Democratic attorney generals who should be fighting back. When you have somebody, at the end of the day, what Donald Trump wants to do is he wants to reward red states and penalize blue states. He wants to reward people that voted for him and screw over people who did not. He is not the president of all people. He is not the commander in chief of all people, and that's an absolute fact. And so, frankly, there needs to be a fight. You're seeing these attorneys generals who are filing lawsuits as well. Same thing. And we lucky we got some of them, because if we ain't have none with a spine at all, we will be literally finished as a country fast. This 30 days that he doing, lucky we have laws. Republican attorneys general did against Biden. But if I'm going to sit there in a room and this man's going to single me out, you damn right I'm going to be on record of calling his ass out while he had the microphone.
Absolutely. And if you looked in that room, there are a lot of people with sheepish faces because they know what he's doing is wholly inappropriate. And I'm so glad Zabora mentioned the Constitution because the interesting thing that we see right now with the Trump administration, and really not even interesting, the disingenuous thing that we see is there right here. He says, we're the federal law. Well, the federal law, the 10th Amendment, says basically that anything that the feds don't have as a specific law, a specific regulation, goes to the states. So if you believe the Constitution, even as a Republican, you recognize that the state of Maine, as an independent sovereignty, has the opportunity to decide what its law is in virtually every respect where it's not precluded or preempted by the federal government. The reason that's important.
Yeah, that's his whole job. That's what he want to do, just break the whole government down. Just in chaos. We only 30-some days in. Another 30 days of this, ooh, we gonna feel it.
Is because the Trump administration is showing, obviously, that they don't know the Constitution well, but beyond that, that they're willing to take the parts that are advantageous to them and discard the rest when they think it's disadvantageous to them. So if you are following the law, the federal law, the Constitution says that the states have the police powers. They have the right to pass whatever law they think is appropriate in their state sovereignty to govern whatever issue is not preempted by the feds. And I would imagine that the civil rights law that she was referencing, the governor was referencing, allows the state of Maine, or the state of Maine has the authority to promulgate that law. So being the federal law doesn't matter under the federal constitution, which says this is something that is firmly in the purview of the states. And what you see is you see this bend towards authoritarianism, towards dictatorial actions that say, oh, when the law advantages me, I'm going to use it as a battering ram. But when
And he beat us in our head with that all during his campaigning. He beat us. He was letting us know this is what he wanted to be. He said day one. What more you want to hear?
the law disadvantages me, I'm going to say that it doesn't apply because it doesn't apply to me anymore. And I don't know how long they can keep up that disingenuity before even their own supporters start to say, well, if it's the federal law and we've got to follow it, then you've got to follow it too. I don't anticipate that happens, but that contradiction is what we're seeing at play in this White House in instances just like this, because Maine is allowed to do this.
Yeah, I mean, these people act as if state laws don't matter on any number of issues, Michael. And again, for me, I'm just like, yo, you got to swing back. This man, what he likes to do, he wants to punk people. He wants to abuse them. He wants to slap them around. He wants to disrespect them. And this is exactly how you do it. I'm not going to sit here and kiss your ass. And if you want to sit here and deny federal funding to me, because of something, as the governor said, we'll see you in court.
Absolutely. And first of all, it's a number of things here. Number one, Donald Trump is wrong. He's speaking like a dictator. The executive branch of the federal government is not the law. Okay. The Congress passes the laws, and it's the courts that interpret the law. So when he's telling the governor, we are the law, no, you're not the law, number one. Number two, I thought the Republican Party was the party of states' rights. But didn't they always talk about states' rights, Roland? This is a states' rights issue.
Hell no. They only believe in states' rights when they control it.
Well, I know my memory's going bad, but I thought they were the states' rights party. Now all of a sudden, this is the party of the federal government overstepping its authority. Now, keep in mind, all of this is a distraction from the fact that Donald Trump has not brought down the price of groceries. That
Key point. Listen to what they said. Listen to what they said. He has not brought the price of groceries down. He said from day one, ain't give y'all no plan, no way, no nothing. He said from day one, the price of eggs was going to go down. They're higher than ever in life. My life, I could say. That's crazy.
That punk ass executive order that he signed banning transgender athletes in competing in sports, things like this. And when you look at New York Times had an analysis on this, and out of 510,000 athletes competing at the college level, there were fewer than 10 who were publicly identified as transgender. And this is coming from Charlie Baker, the NCAA president. So he would probably know. Okay, so this is all a smokescreen. So yes. See him in court, and then also he said, "You're not going to win re-election." Well, she's term limited, just like he is, so she's not going to run again. This whole thing was a BS smokescreen coming from a convicted felon that told over 30,000 lies. All right, so and then I encourage people to watch Governor Pritzker of Illinois.
Told over 30,000 lies in his last presidency. That's crazy.
He gave an excellent on Thursday where he talked about how Nazis dismantled democracy in a little more than 50 days. Okay. And it's important when you study the history of the Nazis coming to power in Germany.
Okay, y'all, I ain't going to spend a lot of time on this, but basically, y'all see what it is. You got a dictator in office, and we can't allow this. We got to fight back. Got to. This is not America. This is not our America. It's not my America. And I hope it ain't on, I know it's half of America at least. But I think it's less. I think we got more that's for America than that's not for. So let's get a change in this world. We deserve it. We've been fighting for too many years for this orange man to come in and just change our minds, our thought patterns. But we America. We're going to pull through. Have a good night.